Hi everybody, Gary Williams here again, reaching out to people all over the place in our artistic community to see how everybody is coping with this crazy coronavirus situation. And the fellow waiting patiently there, looking so handsome, is Carl Draper. Hello, Carl Draper, how are you?
Hi, Gary. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm so glad that you're great. You're obviously healthy. You haven't come down with anything. Tell me, for a start, the most important thing is how your friends and your family, the people that are around you, is everybody healthy so far?
I am very lucky that everybody's healthy around me immediately, but I do have a lot of friends in New York right now that are not doing well, not doing well, but testing positive for COVID-19, which is crazy.
Wow.
I mean, it's I guess truly reaching into like every aspect of my life, and it's a little bit well, I guess alarming in a way because I think we all think that we're all invincible, right?
Right.
Especially young, like they're young, vibrant performers that are like getting sick, and it's wild to me. But I'm grateful that in this moment I am healthy, and I'm with my family right now, and they're all healthy as well.
So we met on a cruise ship, on a Crystal cruise ship, and that had been your life as a singer, performer for a long time, as well as doing work on land. But for a while, you'd been sort of living this life on luxury cruise ships. You just sort of closed that chapter of your life, got back on land, and now all this has happened. I mean, what kind of immediate effect has it had on your day-to-day life as an artist?
Well, being separate from everybody on the cruise ship was always challenging for me because there's not great Wi-Fi, there's not a great way to connect to people. And that was challenging. And now I was so excited to come to land and be connected with everybody. And this has stopped me from connecting physically with them.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing that I am watching happen is how everybody's connecting in this new way in cyberspace, in this like world that we're in now. This is a whole new world. And I'm grateful to be able to have solid internet to connect with everybody. And it's interesting because I kind of thought I was going to be coming into this moment experiencing all of this newness on my own because I had just left my job at the beginning of March. And I was like, all right, here we go, like new adventures. I'm going to be on my own and I'm going to be like starting out. And I am not. We are all doing this together. And so I'm like dragging everybody into it with me. And I'm grateful that we're all learning together, but it's weird. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
It is. The whole thing is just crazy and awful and scary. And it's kind of a weird thing to say, but it is. One good thing is that we are all experiencing exactly the same level of craziness, basically.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I've been taking these Zoom yoga classes with people from all over the world, and it's been interesting to connect with, to realize that truly everybody all over the world is experiencing these same it's a new experience for everyone. And I'm obviously like in my yoga moment, like it's not good or bad, but like it is like,
it is bad.
Yeah.
It's your little corner of the Zoom screen. You're screaming and waving hysterically. It's terrible.
True. Like, I'm like, come on. No, it's been good for me, but that has been a gift, those moments of like sharing a commissary with like people from, I was connecting with people from Venezuela, Spain, Switzerland, Sydney. Like, it's really cool. And what I find magical about it is we begin the class setting an intention, and we're all over the world now lighting up in the same breath, same moment. It's really powerful. So I've been grateful for that, but it is unfortunate at the same time. Let me talk about how grateful I am over and over again. I'm always grateful. I know that you don't like it.
No, I do. I love that you're grateful. I mean, I wish you're grateful for everything. I mean, for every moment. I mean, I should know.
I'm like overly grateful. I am.
I'm just cynical old fart. I love your gratefulness. It inspires me to be more grateful. How could it be bad to be grateful? So I mean, a lot of the people that we know are kind of devastated. I mean, there's the whole health issue, but a lot of people that we know are really suffering financially because they had a show in the book for the next 6 months, or they're touring, or whatever they're doing their gigs, recording, TV, whatever, and that has all suddenly been taken away. I'm guessing, I may be wrong, but I'm guessing since you had just finished this sort of long cruise ship period of your life that you, I mean, maybe you did, but I'm assuming that you did not yet have a diary full of work which has been cancelled.
I didn't. And that's another interesting experience, because like I was saying at the top, like I thought I was going to be coming in and being like on my own, trying to find out how to deal with this. And now I'm here, everyone figuring out how to deal with it. And there's like comfort, I guess, but also it's bizarre that we all have to go through this together. But at the same time, the ability to be creative with other people in cyberspace, what is this, like e-creation, like, you know what I'm saying, is suddenly I'm available. I thought I was going to be the only one available, but everyone's available. So I'm able to connect with all these artists that have time, and it's been really cool. There's been some cool collaborations that have been coming out of it, and for that I would have never thought were going to happen, you know. So it's been for me this weird, good moment. It's a good moment for me.
And you are an accomplished songwriter. You sing, as I mentioned before, you play. Are you actually able to engineer actual, creative projects, to fruition? I mean, are you sort of connecting with people? I was just talking to a friend of mine who is actually recording a full band album, because he, all of his musicians that he works with, they've all got little studio setups at home. So they each recording their own bit, whether it be the vocals and the drummer does his bit, the trumpets do their bit and so on. And, it's all compiled, and somehow, crazily, during lockdown, they're going to end up with a new album. So are you doing similar things?
Yeah, I have been. And I'm right now in quarantine with my brother, who is a brilliant sound producer. But he does like dance techno stuff, which is not my world, but we have been able to make this stuff together, which has been cool. And then, like you're saying, we can send it off to other people. We've been writing stuff together and then sending it to people to record vocals. They send it back to us. And that is special. And that is an amazing new world that we're all learning together. And I think it's going to change the art that we're making, which is wild. And I'm so sad about the circumstances. This is a horrible, devastating thing that's happening to the whole world in terms of having to deal with people being unhealthy and people being sick and people not being able to, get through this. However, at the same time, it's showing us these incredible new ways of connecting artists. Like, this is going to be unbelievable for the way that people can connect globally, I think. And the art that can come out of that is going to be groundbreaking.
What are you doing for money? I mean, how helpful is the government being in the United States? I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he said, because I always think that, I don't know if you know much about British politics, but I always think that our Tory party here, which is a little more on the right, I think of them as being like your Republican Party, and the Democrats I think of as being the Labour Party here in the UK. And my friend who's British, who's living out in the States, he said to me, no. He said that the Republican Party thinks of our Tory party as being like socialist, like they're much more hardcore in the right is much more right wing in the United States. And he did not expect the American government to be providing much in the way of handouts of support for ordinary people. But I mean, you're there. What's happening so far?
The government has been quite supportive of anybody who needs to go into unemployment. They've been giving reasonable packages, I think, out, and we just passed a $2 trillion bill that hopefully will be helpful. But I also will say a lot of that money is going to large corporations that chose to not use their money wisely when they had it. And I think that's a little bit disappointing, but it's also like, we all created this. So I think we have to lie in the bed we made. However, I have found them to be reasonably helpful. I think the left side, like you're talking about, has been fighting pretty hard to help the regular people. And so we're gonna get through it. I also, a couple of days ago, my brother is a door dasher. So I've become I put on my gloves and all my things, and I go out and I deliver food to people because I get nervous about making money. So that's been my little gig. That's my gig right now. It's like
Yeah, I
taking
mean,
people that.
I know very accomplished performers over in the UK who are now stacking shelves in supermarkets and there's no shame in that because, you know, this is it, we are all in the same position and we've all
Oh,
lost all of our work. I mean, in the creative
yeah.
industries, there are some people that are working, but basically it's all gone. There's nothing. So we either sit around all day using our savings or we get a job and earn money and get by as best we can. And I think anybody that's got a job now, whatever it is grateful for it, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. My family is so lucky. They all have jobs right now that are considered essential.
Oh,
My
wow.
mom and dad, anyway. So I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, right now, the unemployment rate in the United States, I cannot speak for the UK, is out of control. And it's really scary for so many people. So those little tiny things, I think if you can find it, and there might be a little bit giving up of your ego, but I do think there's also a sense of helping. Like I'm excited to go out and do that thing for my community that can be helpful to them. I know you're making.
No, I love it. I love it. I mean, what's your feeling on as far as like support from the government regarding healthcare and stuff? Because that's something we're hearing a little bit about over here. That you know that your healthcare system is different to ours, and you know if somebody loses their job and they're on unemployment, how are they going to get healthcare? How does that all work?
You know, Gary, this is I'm not sure how that's going to happen over here because like many people's insurance was attached to their jobs, and when they don't have that anymore and there's no money, we don't have a, you know, what system do you have over there?
The National Health
Single
Service.
payer. Yeah, single. So we don't have anything, like we have to pay for it, and there's no way that people are going to be able to do that. So I think that this is probably going to, well, I mean, gosh, I'm not somebody who's qualified to say anything like this, but I think this is going to change the way that we deal with that because there's no way that people are going to be able to afford the things that they're going in, especially if they're actually sick with the
The
virus.
irony is that when they most need it, they don't have the job, right? That, you know, the very
Yeah.
thing that's losing their healthcare is the very thing that makes them need healthcare more than ever.
Right. And it's wild to me there. I feel like what's interesting about this entire experience is it's revealing, I think, a lot of flaws in systems, and it's revealing a lot of things that maybe had been swept under the rug.
Mm.
And it's going to be hard for everyone to have to learn how to deal with that and to accept that they maybe made mistakes and didn't make wise choices. And I'm hoping that as we move forward, we can make wise choices, knowing that this has happened and knowing that this could happen again.
So if people want to connect with you and hear some of the music that you've been making, not just now, but in the past, and some of the songs that you've been in, are you a Facebook guy, Instagram? How can we find you?
I've got a Facebook page it's facebook.com/I am Carl Draper. And then my Instagram is at the main Drape. And I make music on there all the time. I actually just started a series on my Facebook called Songs My Friends Sent Me. And I'm just going live and singing things to my friends because my friends send me beautiful music all the time and I want to share it with people. So having time to make noise, although the sound on my computer hasn't been good. So I'm gonna probably continue to play with that because I want to make nice noises, not ugly ones.
It's always better that way. Carl, it's always so great to talk to you. You always make me feel happy, even in a time like this. Thank you so much for connecting with us today.
Stay safe, Gary. Be well.
Likewise. And I tell you, anybody that has not listened to Carl's beautiful voice and his music should go to his Facebook and his Instagram. Carl, take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye, Gary.